We are doing another video with Beauty for Ashes, Unscripted, and she's going to share her story with us. Okay, Jackie. So, first of all, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
My name is Jackie Bonding.
Okay, and then what do you want to tell us a little bit about you, your family, and yourself?
I was raised in Grand Prairie, Texas. I have two sisters, mom and dad. My dad passed away, and that's about it.
When did your dad pass?
In 2014.
Okay. I remember. I just remember what year it was. Yeah. Okay, so basically, when we're here, we're just going over all the things that we've been through, and that could be a good experience or something to share with others that will give them some encouragement. So I just wanted to know anything in particular that you think you wanted to share today with us?
Yes, actually, I've been through bullying. I've been through an ex-husband that was abusive, an abusive relationship, a rape, and a sexual assault. Okay. And I believe that I'm the Jackie that I am today because of all of the trials and tribulations, that I've been through.
Okay, so going back, let's just step back a little bit. So that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to be going through. Okay, so let's go back to high school, maybe your senior year. What was that like?
It was not good. I had severe acne and glasses, and so I got bullied severely. I would get called pizza face. I had mirrors pushed in my face, telling me to look how ugly I am.
Who was pushing in your face?
Mirrors were pushed in my face. I had paper balls thrown at me. So it was a really depressive time in my life.
For your senior year?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so, did you graduate?
I did. I graduated early.
Yeah. Did you work hard to get out of there early?
I
don't blame you. I don't blame you. Okay, so after graduation, what did you do?
I got married at the age of 19.
And where did you meet this guy?
I met him at my job.
Okay. Where were you working?
CVS.
What were you doing at CVS?
I was pharmacy.
Really? Even then?
Yes.
Okay. So Jackie and I know each other. How long have we been on each other?
Since 2013.
13? Yeah, because I started at JPS in 12.
And I started in 13.
Yeah. So we've been on each other for quite some time in the pharmacy business. Okay, so you were in pharmacy, you met him.
He worked in the photo lab.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, how long did you guys date?
We dated about a year, and then we got married.
Okay, and then how long were y'all? How was that?
The marriage, it was great at first. And then he just started showing signs really aggressive, controlling. One time we were in Mexico with his family, and he beat me down in front of his whole family.
Physically?
Yeah, physically beat me down in front of his whole family.
And nobody stopped?
Nobody stopped him. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then he would go out to strip clubs and throw fake $100 bills.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
pretty
it's
wild.
pretty much my final straw. I had to get out of there.
Yeah,
and I packed all my stuff up. I left everything to him just so I could get out of there. And he would call me, I told him my one insecurity was how people used to make fun of me about my acne and stuff. And then he started calling me pizza face, and the one thing I just opened up to him about.
Yeah, just using that against you. So how did you cope with that? Even when you were in the situation, how did you cope with that?
It was not good. After, I started doing drugs, and just partying, drinking a lot.
Trying to just, make it go away?
Yeah, make it go away. And then from him, I jumped into another abusive relationship with a man that was 13 years older than me.
Oh, really?
So it was man to man,
So during that time, who was your support? Did you have any support?
My sister, Trista, she was support, yeah.
It's hard when you don't have a lot of people to support you, and it's like you almost like kind of suffer silently.
Yes, a lot, and too, I dealt with a lot of mental illness during that time, you know.
Yeah.
So,
how did you deal with that? Did you have counseling or anything?
I did eventually, but not at first until I attempted suicide. So, and then yeah, I was like, I need to go get some help.
Did you, was family there to help you, or was that something that you did on your own? Like, did you make that decision on your own to go, or? No. Oh, okay.
The cops were called, and I had to go.
Then you had to go.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so then you went to another relationship with someone else, and then that didn't work. How long were you in that?
Let's see, it was 20, so about 3 years.
3 years. Okay, and the same stuff.
Yeah.
And then how'd you get out of that one?
Finally, one day I woke up because he held a knife to my throat one night. And I punched him in his eye, and I took off running. Like, he was like not giving me food. Like, he would pull me out of the bed, like,
really?
Yeah, and drag me out of the house. I had like bruises all over me. And then that night he held the knife to my throat. I punched him, and I still went back after that.
Yeah.
And he ended up calling the cops, which I didn't know. I just punched him one time in the eye, and I messed his eye like up really bad. Yeah. And so I was traveling for work, and I was out of town, and the cops pulled me over, and they arrested me.
Oh wow.
Talking about I had a felony charge for assault with a deadly weapon, and I just hit him with my fist.
Oh wow.
So when I got back to Grand Prairie, I had to go talk to the detectives, and then they saw like how severely bruised and beaten that I was.
You were?
Yes,
Yeah.
that I was. Because I was like, I just punched him one time, and they took pictures, and they arrested him and dropped my charges.
Good.
And then I looked in the mirror one day. I went back to him, and then it still continued. And I looked in the mirror one day, and I was like a skeleton. Like, I didn't recognize my own self in the mirror, and I was like, I have to go. Like, it's either going to be me or him. Like, I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
So I called my dad, and I told him, and he was like, come home. Like, come home. And so I'm like,
yeah. I remember being in a relationship in my marriage like that, and I looked in the mirror, and I just looked like a bobblehead because I was like really, really skinny. My head was real big, and I'm like, this can't be. I gotta do something different, you know. So I definitely understand that. Okay, well, glad you got out of that.
yeah, I got out of that.
And then fast forward, like after you went home, and then like what happened at that point?
Well, in between that too, though, there was I was out at a bar one night. This was like in between my marriage and this other guy, and a guy, one of the bartenders, he raped me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like they kept me after hours at the bar drinking, like till 3 in the morning, and then we went out to the parking lot, and the guy, he raped me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Now, is this somebody you were dating, or just somebody?
No, it was just a bartender, like a guy. And then that same night, I left the bar. I was like really drunk, you know, and I knew I couldn't drive. I was messaging everybody on my phone for somebody to come pick me up, and nobody would. So I left the bar driving myself, and I totaled my car. Like, I hit a telephone pole doing 80.
Wow.
Yeah, and my whole passenger side was like gone.
Just gone.
And God, like that was all God. Like, he's like, you're not. He kept me here. Yeah. He kept me here. My parents, like when my dad saw the car, he cried.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I mean, I can only imagine. So, did you have like a bunch of bruises and stuff?
Yeah. I had to go to the place, like where my car was. Like, I had a turtleneck on. It was in the summer, and we told him that someone at a party took my car. So my dad, you know, so I wouldn't get in trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And two guys ended up picking me up that night. It took them forever to get me in the car, because I'm like, I don't go with strangers, because that's what had just happened to me. And I was like, I don't go with strangers. Finally, I got into the car. Like, thank God, they were like really good people.
Right.
They took me home, like made sure I made it home safe and everything.
So they kept you at the bar. You got raped. Then you left in your car, drunk, had the wreck, and then 2 strangers picked you up. 2 angels.
Yes, 2 angels. It was angels. 3 angels.
And they picked you up.
Yeah, and they were super nice to me, and I couldn't remember how to get home. Like, they were so nice to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, thank God you're still here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Okay, and so you're here, so I mean, you know, God is good. He had a different plan for
He
you.
did.
You know.
In 2013,
Mhm.
I gave my life back to the Lord. I got
Mhm.
saved again. And in that moment, that's when everything
It changed. Mhm.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
I
So
met my knight in shining armor. You know, like.
yeah. So what led to that? Were you at church or you were?
I went to church. I started going to church again when I moved back in with my parents. Like, and
Yeah. And then you met your knight.
yes.
And tell me about that.
We met actually I was over God. Like, I did not want to date nobody after
Mhm.
all that stuff I've been through. And I was at my best friend's house. And we were having her little girl's birthday party. And John showed up because he was best friends with her brother.
Okay.
And that's how we met.
Mhm.
And we stayed up till like 5 in the morning talking.
So y'all like kicked it. Y'all just like
just
hit it off immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. And then how long did y'all date before you got married?
It was about a year and a half.
Mhm. Yeah. I remember you telling me that John took a long time to call you.
Yes, he did. He took a long time to call me. I was like, I knew he liked me, but he took a long time to call me. Like,
It was like a month?
yeah, it was like a month. I was like, what in the world?
I think he said he thought it was like a week
Yeah,
or two.
a week or two.
Men.
And then when me and John got together, that's my husband's name, John. What you know that.
That's John.
Yeah.
That's John, y'all.
Then my dad passed away in 2014. In the middle of the night, which I believe that God sent John to me because John had already been through that with his dad.
Right.
He lost his dad when he was 19, and he knew like that
What that felt like.
and I would need somebody to lean on, you know, during that time. And so that night was horrible because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's just horrible.
I've been through that too, so I definitely understand. Definitely understand. So he was your support. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. So what did he do during that time to help support you?
He was there every step of the way, like through the burial, through just me to cry. Like, and he's always, because I've struggled with a lot of mental illness since all of this stuff's happened in my past. And he's just my knight in shining armor. Like, he is my rock. Like, he will, there's times I'll be out back just having a mental breakdown and he'll just come out there and just grab me and he just stays like.
And no one to even say anything.
No.
Because he knows. He's your person, you know, it's what God sent to you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Love John.
I know.
John is awesome, y'all.
Yeah, he is.
Really good. Okay, so right now, tell us about some really, really good things that have happened to you recently that you would like to share.
So me and John, we actually rebuilt our lives completely. Like, when we first got together, we had nothing. And we bought a new house. We got 2 new cars and a motorcycle and just living our best life, really. Like, no worries. I have great friends, just great people around me.
Yeah.
And
That's
my
good.
family, you know, just everything. I have nieces and nephews. And
So you say you had nothing when y'all started out? Like, there was like nothing?
nothing. We didn't even have a bed to sleep on. Like, no bed, nothing.
Yeah.
No couches. We got our kitchen table from the dumpster. We was like, oh, look, it's a kitchen table. You know, we carried it back to the apartment. So.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know, but you're blessed, you know,
We're blessed.
had a nice house and everything that you could possibly want at this point.
Yes.
That's good.
It's like, and too, like, everything I want and need, like, I have, like, I just, sometimes I don't think it's real, you know, like, what did I do to deserve all of this, you know, still, that plays in my head.
Yeah.
But
that's just God, because he loves us so much.
He does.
Yeah, he loves us so much. And then, you know, he opens up the windows, pours us out blessings that we don't have room enough to receive. It's a blessing.
Yeah,
That
for
is a
sure.
blessing.
Yeah.
So, and then you're recently working from home.
Yes. And I
So how is that going?
Love it. Like, that was a blessing in itself. Like, I've just been so blessed with everything. Like, I prayed so long to work from home, and I'm working from home.
Yeah, and that's good. There's nobody over your shoulder.
No, and no stress. And because at JPS at the hospital, the sexual assault, remember, happened?
That's right. That's right.
And
Okay,
that
so
was a lot of my...
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So do you want to share that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember all the details. I just remember you coming back in being upset.
Yeah. So I went on break and I was at the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was smoking a cigarette, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there and a guy comes and corners me at the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get out, right? And so he like grabs me in my private area. And I don't know what came over me because I was literally pinned in.
Mm-hmm.
But I somehow got around him and ran back into the pharmacy yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I yelled for them to call the cops, and they called the cops. And then the cops caught him because he went down Main Street changing his clothes and everything. And he was all on video.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, the whole assault. Everything was on video.
I'm glad they got it.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was... That's pretty traumatic because you were upset for like weeks.
Yes, and I didn't even get the help I needed then. And I think that's another thing, like why I had mental breakdowns, because everything just piled on top of each other. And now, like, I'm going to therapy, and it's like it's helped me so much.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
I'm working on all of those things that have happened to me, and I'm learning that I'm an amazing person, no matter no matter what happened to me, it doesn't define who I am.
Exactly.
And I refuse to be a victim. I'm not a victim anymore.
Right.
I will not let them take another day of my life from me.
And that's good.
So.
That's good. How long have you been in therapy?
Oh, since August?
Okay.
No, July.
July.
Because it happened around July.
Okay. Yeah, so not a year yet. Well, that's good though. It's already helping you.
Yes, it is.
That's
but
good.
I've been on and off in therapy a while, But this therapy is really good, the one I'm going to now. I think it's really helping me.
That's good.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that have gone through sexual assault. There's a lot of people that have gone through like not having, a place to stay or furniture. Like you said, you started from nothing. What would you say to somebody who is like maybe at a point where you were, first like not having anything or like going through depression or, just having a really hard time? Like what kind of advice would you give someone that was going through?
I would let them know, like, I know things seem hard. But it will get better. I know you hear that from lots of people, like things will get better, but it will. Like I'm a living testimony of it will get better. And I don't know if somehow we can drop a link to the National Suicide Hotline at the bottom.
For sure.
And there's ways to reach out for mental health if you need it. Like people are here for you. If you might not necessarily have family members, but there is help out there.
Yeah.
And don't give up.
Yeah.
Like suicide is not.
That's not the way.
It's not the way.
It is not the way. So, I mean, I know for me, I've dealt with depression. I still do, like, going through certain things, triggers and stuff, but God is just so good, to help you get through that, so, I would tell people also to just make sure you pray and just hang in there for sure, because it will get better.
Yeah, because there was times where I would question God, like he's not listening to me, like you're not listening, God, but he does. He hears everything you say. It might not be instantly, but he hears you.
Yeah.
And there's, I feel like the things that I've gone through in my life, that's the reason that I'm here, like to tell my story, like to help other people.
Exactly. Because it's not for us. We go through it and we're suffering, but then at the end of the day, you get past it, and then you can help somebody else.
Yes.
That's the main part. That's important. Very, very important. Yeah. To have that story, and then to tell.
Yes.
Because sometimes God's talking to us when we're going through it, but we can't see the forest for the trees. Like it hurts so bad that you're going through some things. It's like all you can focus on is the hurt. But what I've learned, like in my experiences, like when you're going through something, if you would like take the focus off of you, which is hard to do sometimes because your feelings are valid. Like that pain you feel is valid. Stuff that you're going through, it's valid. It doesn't make it any more valid. Like it's not, what I'm trying to say, it is valid. It is very important how you feel. But at the same time, if you would focus on other people, somebody else that's going through, and help them, it does make you feel better. You think that it won't, but it does. Yeah, it really does.
For sure. And I've learned that through therapy, like to take myself, like my feelings out of things, like, you know, like to step back and look at situations, and then I've learned that too. Like,
have you helped anybody, like when you were in your, you know, like maybe depressed or feeling down or going through, like when your father died, or died, or even when you were going through with your exes, was there anybody during that time that you reached out to that you kind of were like maybe ministered to that was going through something around that time? Or
not recent, but recently during my therapy, there were several people in my group that I helped through, like, you know, they would message me if they were having like suicidal thoughts or you know, harming thoughts. They would message me, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay, like, remember our therapy, remember what we learned, meditation, it's gonna be all right, you know?
That's awesome.
And at the end of the day, I always tell myself this: God's got me.
He does.
Like, he's got me.
He does. He does, if we would just recognize that.
Yes.
Sometimes when I'm I'm going through stuff, I like to know why. You know, I was like, why this, why that? And I swear, I have my mom laughing sometimes. I tell her the conversations I have with God, I'm like, okay, Lord, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
Right.
Or this again, you know, but I'm obedient. Like, I grumble, but, you know, I'm obedient, you know, and I'm trying to listen to what he wants me to do or say or not do. But yeah, it's just, it's important to be able to reach out to other people and let them know that they can get through it as well. You know, for sure. Things. Yeah. So, is there anything else that you would want to share regarding things that you've gone through? Because that's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. I just want everyone to know that you can get through it. Like, that's my main thing. Like, I want people to know that regardless of the situation, scenario, you're going to get through it, and you're going to be okay. Yeah. And reach out. Reach
out to people. Yeah, most
because a lot of times people may not know what you're going through. Yeah. And they don't know just to go help you, you know?
Right. And depression, and people, like, depression is really silent. Yeah. And, you know, in times past, I can definitely put on a poker face.
Right, me too.
You know, because you have to keep it moving. I mean, you just can't, in some situations, you just can't stop. You have to keep moving. You have to keep working. You know, if you got kids, you got to keep, you know, keep moving for them. But on the inside, you're still feeling, you know, like down, or, you know, you feel like you're not going to make it.
Right.
You know?
And the thing is, you need to take time out for yourself so you can be there for your kids. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that, you know, they need to do that. And sometimes it's important to recognize when you need help.
Yeah. And it's just, it's hard to speak up.
Very hard. Lots of people don't want to speak up. And that's one thing that I want to bring awareness to, because I have recently talked very openly about my mental illness. You know, I have PTSD, I have manic depression disorder, I have anxiety, and I have social anxiety. And I've openly talked about mental health, you know, with my job, everybody. Yeah. And it's like, it's okay.
Yeah. And that's therapy for you too. Yeah, like, you're helping people, it makes you feel good doing it.
And it doesn't define who you are.
Right.
If you have a mental illness.
Yeah.
So.
And I think talking about it helps.
It does.
Because then, you know, if you open up, then other people can open up, and then you'll realize you're not the only one that's going through.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the main thing that the point I'm trying to get across with this platform, is just to let other people know that they're not alone. Because it's just, people suffer in silence.
Right, and me and you both, that's how we can relate, because we've been through similar situations, you know? And we both of us are saying, please reach out.
Please reach out. Yes, don't hold it in. You will be looking like a bobblehead.
Or skeleton.
Skeleton and bobblehead. Walking around, yo. But no, for real, somebody's probably walking around like that. For real, no, seriously.
Yes, they are.
But don't be that.
No.
You know, reach out and say something.
We'll put, like I said, we'll put links. There's many places you can reach out to.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can even put a message in the chat.
Yeah, I'm like, you can even message us. Like,
put a message in there. Telephone number. We will call you.
Yes.
We will pray with you. Whatever you need.
Yes.
We're here to help. That's the main thing. Just to share. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you talking to me and sharing, so other people can know that, you know, they're not alone. That's the main thing. We're not alone.
Of course, and I'm excited to be on her show. You need to hit the subscribe link.
Oh yeah, and like and share, all that good stuff.
Because she's going to be a star.
I don't know about all that, but anyway. God's platform, do whatever you want to do, Lord. Whatever you want to do.
Amen.
Anyway, well, thank you, Jackie, for sharing.
Thank you. Love you, Miss Antoinette.
Too. This was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared.
I was nervous, but
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we got this. We got this.
And now we're rock stars. And cut.
Alrighty then.